and we're going to cook pasta, linguine. I got, look at this is store-covered ingredients. Everybody should be able to make. I got olives, I got a few capers, chili, oregano, anchovies, the one you like. Remember?
No, I know. It's funny because the first time you made this recipe and I realised it had anchovies in it, it made me feel a bit, because I'm not a big anchovy fan. I don't like that, but it's just too strong. But since you did this recipe the first time, I now know you cannot taste it at all.
No, because look...
And it's a seasoning.
If you chop it like this,
how many anchovies?
I use 4 anchovies. They're going to melt. Absolutely.
And it just tastes slightly salty in the flavour, so...
So obviously one big tip is not to put salt into the sauce.
No.
OK, very, very important.
And
now,
don't
Phillip,
burn your garlic.
Don't burn the garlic. See the way I'm doing it very quickly? Then you take it out, so make sure that the garlic doesn't turn brown. OK, twist it like that, I don't know if you can see.
Yeah.
And start to make the oil with the flavour of the anchovies. This is the big secret, OK? What I'm doing now, shake it with the oil. Phillip, if you can chop me or cut in half the olives. In that, we're going to put capers. I'm using capers in brine. Don't use the one in vinegar when you do a sauce, because otherwise you're going to have that kind of vinegary flavour into the sauce, which doesn't go well.
And also, you've sliced your garlic as opposed to putting it through a crusher.
I like it to have a little piece of garlic.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay.
You like crusher?
I don't mind.
Do you want done and just halved?
All the bowl, yeah, just all the bowl will be around. I want them halved because I like the texture. See, that's the same thing with the garlic. Yes, you can crush it. Yes, you can finely chop the olives, but then we don't have any texture.
No, okay, fair enough.
I like to have a little bit. So garlic, the capers goes in there, and I go the anchovies. Very simple. Make sure you stir it. Now, tomatoes, you can use chopped tomatoes, passata, seed tomatoes, or tinned cherry tomato. One of my favorites.
Hang on a second.
Hang on a second.
Only I don't know whether this is right. I used chopped cherry tomatoes once, and there were so many skins in the sauce it drove me nuts.
There is. Look, when you pick them up, because it's
does that not drive you bananas?
No, I can eat them easily.
Roughage.
I know, but when you keep biting into it.
My father used to be the same. He didn't like the skin of the tomato, but he used to just chop tomatoes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Now, I put a bit of chili in there. The olives goes in. Thank you, Phillip.
You're welcome.
See how simple it is to do this recipe. Look at that. Mix everything, and then straight the tinned cherry tomato, or chopped tomato, in your case. Mix everything together. Let it bubble. 10 minutes?
Not long, then.
Not long. You want the freshness of the flavours in there.
A gentle bubble? You don't want it boiling?
Gentle bubble.
Gentle bubble,
yeah,
right.
Yeah. A little bit of dry oregano. Probably the only dry herb that I would use is dry oregano. All the other herbs, when they dry, the result is not the same. They're better when they're fresh. But oregano, somehow, it gives you a better flavour when it's dry.
Okay.
10 minutes in, that's what you get. Look at that. See the difference, what's happening. Instead of being bright, it becomes darker.
Yeah.
Because it becomes gooier, if you know what I mean. It thickens it up. How long have we got?
3 minutes.
Plenty of time. Would you like to ask me any question?
Are you actually saying...
We're doing a Q&A. We can do a Q&A.
You finished it, haven't you? You finished it 3 minutes
You've
early.
got nothing else to do, have you? Well done, Gino. I've got a question. Lucky.
You don't have to put your hands up.
Okay.
It's all yours.
I've got a question. Now, you used fresh pasta then, not the dried stuff. Why?
Because it's a live show. Usually, I would use dry pasta.
So dry pasta is better?
People ask me a very good question. They always ask me this question. No, should it be dry? Should it be... 95% of Italian people, they will only and exclusively use dry pasta. Fresh pasta is a modern thing to charge people more money. That's what it is. The flavour is not better. Plus, with fresh pasta, you don't get the al dente bite.
I don't think you do. It goes softer quicker.
That's what I mean.
You just
Look,
don't...
It becomes softer quicker. I use fresh pasta in a situation like this, when it's a live show, or when I want to do the pasta even quicker. Not really the same thing. Dry pasta is definitely the way forward. OK?
And as you always say, take the pasta to the sauce, not the sauce to the pasta.
Bravo. Always. See, this is the most important stage of when you're making pasta. And I don't know how many times I have to say that, but people that just don't do it, they drain the pasta, they put it here, and then they put the sauce on top. Not the same thing. You want the flavours to combine beautifully together, because otherwise it doesn't work.
Now, are you allowed to have parmesan on top of this?
Absolutely no.
Oh, come on.
Absolutely
Don't be
no
ridiculous.
way.
You're wrong.
No.
You're wrong.
Parmesan with fishy things like
but it's
anchovies
not, doesn't
and stuff.
count.
You can't even taste the anchovies. You've admitted to that yourself.
OK, listen. Why don't you have it without? And then if you want, you can put it after. But I don't want to show my viewers at home that we're going to put Parmesan cheese on top of this.
But cheese would just finish it off so nicely.
No, cheese will ruin it. Cheese will ruin this dish.
Let's get our forks down here.
Guys at home, don't put cheese onto this dish or cheddar or any malarkey that they say in here.
Nice bit of cheddar.
Look at that. I think this dish is perfect just the way it is.
Well,
Huh?
you would say that.
No, I sincerely say that because the freshness and the simplicity of the flavour.
It is absolutely lovely.
You know what I mean?
Putting an anchovy in a tomato sauce will change the way you make tomato sauce forever.
But the good thing is you said you can make it in any tomato sauce.
No.
You know, even if you make a bolognese sauce with meat and you want to put a few anchovies in there just to give an extra kick, just go for it. It's amazing. Don't use the one in vinegar, the white one. You need to use anchovies in oil. They come in a tin or they come in a little jar.
And then you can store them in the jar in the fridge.
Yes, just push them down.
As
put
long
a
as
little
they're
bit
under the
more
oil.
under the oil, and you can stay in the fridge for
How
as long as you
delicious.
want.